Why is manga so successful in the West, but comic books haven't?
That's an easy thing to answer, to be honest. And if you haven't watched the video, go watch the video. He basically talks about and answers the question, why is manga's popularity beating comic books where even comic books can't even reach that? And the answer is, manga is easier to read, catch up, and start. Because, for example, I'm a person who loves both. I love mangas and I love comic books. I love collecting both. But the reason mangas are popular and sometimes beats comic books in sales is because if I want to get into a story arc or a story of which favorite manga I like, let's say I grab a book. There's a beginning, there's a middle, and there's an end. And if there's not an end, they're just continuing, where it's easy to catch up, and I know it's not hard to find the next novel or the next chapter, next part. Unlike comic books, if I wanted to get my girlfriend into comics or my nephew into comics, that's kind of hard. Because there's different eras and eras and eras of, for example, Batman, where if somebody wanted to get into Batman, the only best way I could recommend is the New 52, Rebirth, or start at whichever era they want to get into Batman. And even sometimes that's even tricky sometimes, you know. But besides that, also the thing that helps mangas is anime. Here's an example. Demon Slayer. There was an arc that I was catching up. I stopped. The episode was amazing. I loved it. And I wanted to see what happened next. Easy. I just went to the manga, read the manga, kept on reading it. It was that easy. You know what I mean? Like, that's why manga will always sometimes beat comics. Like I said, I love them both. I collect mangas, I collect comic books. But for me, when it comes to comic books, I don't collect comic books to read. I collect them mostly to collect because of the cover page. Or because of where that era takes place in. Because I like to collect the mostly the era of, for example, Batman, where they took place in the Hush era based. You know, stuff like that. Unlike manga, I collect because I want to own them all. I want to read them all. Because like I said, there's a beginning, there's a middle, there's an end. Unless it's One Piece, then then the ending is over there. But besides that, that's basically it. You know, and I love them both. And I thought of making a video explaining this all and giving my actual full thoughts and getting as much as information on this. But like I said, the answer is easy. For manga, there's a beginning, there's a middle, and there's an end. Also, there's so much genres to read. There's romance, there's comedy, there's action, there's adventure, there's fantasy, there's thriller, there's horror. You know, you name it. And in that genre, you could just pick a manga, pick it up. Oh, this looks interesting. Read it, continue reading it. If you like it, continue reading it until the end. You know, so yeah. But besides that, that's basically my thoughts and opinions on answering the question of why manga is much more popular than comic books sometimes. You know, like I said, it's easier to read. They help with anime. So many genre types to easily find. Just having those key points gives an advantage to manga. You know, and if you want to read a full story arc, for example, of Batman Hush or Under the Red Hood, you actually have to get the graphic novel. And if they don't have a graphic novel for that, then you have to like find somewhere where you can know which number issue is to read the whole thing, you know. But besides that, yeah. And, you know, let me know your thoughts and opinions and Do you guys agree with me? Do you guys disagree with me? Or did anything I say make any sense? But besides that, yeah. Also, by the way, I know I repeated certain things and I made the video long, so yeah. So sorry about that, but you get what I'm trying to say.